All right, we are back. My name is Todd from Kotu Cards, and today we're going to talk about Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge. This is a wild set, absolutely wild. Today I want to talk to you about the short prints in here. I want to talk to you about the cards that weren't short printed in here. How do you approach those? How do you approach the short prints? And of course, it would not be a video on Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge if we didn't talk about the Magia and all that's going on with that card. That's what we're going to do today. Before I jump into that, I do want you to know we did hit 2,000 subscribers. So I just want to take a moment and just thank the community. You all have been tremendous to us. A lot of love that you have shown to us. Much appreciated. Also want to welcome the new subscribers. I hope you find this channel helpful in how to approach sets that are coming out, selling cards, buying cards, collecting cards. All of that is what we do on this channel. So again, just thank you tremendously. We feel overwhelmed. Never anticipated hitting 1,000 subscribers, much less 2,000 subscribers. We will have a really nice giveaway on the next video. I would have done it on this video. I just didn't know what we were going to be giving away, and I'm still trying to sort that out. So on the next video, we will have a very nice giveaway for 2,000 subscribers. So stay tuned to that. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I don't know, 3,000 maybe? Let's go. Let's keep going. Let's see how far we can go. We officially have a hearty number of subscribers. I can't even say it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, on the last video, I used the word hearty. It's a ridiculous word. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's get into Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge. Let's talk about this. I'm going to bring you over to TCG Player. I did not make a PowerPoint for this, so I'm just going to bring you over to TCG Player and look at what's going on. So the first thing I want to do is look at the short prints on here. So let me bring that up and get you over there. All right, so when you're looking, I've just brought up all the secrets from Battles of Legend Terminal Revenge. That's where most of the short prints are. Although there are some short prints in the Ultra, like Sprite Sprint is short printed. Couple others, the Gen X, one of the Gen X guys, I can't remember his name, but he's short printed as well. But primarily where people are focused is on the secrets. So let me just show you something here, okay? This is from high to low in the secrets, okay? From high to low. And the entire first row is short printed. The entire second row in this set is short printed. The entire third row in this set is short printed. The entire fourth row in this set is short printed. And then you get down here, Baronic is also short printed. Blaze is short printed. And I think that's pretty much it. I think you got about 15 secret rares that are short printed in this set. And they are all the expensive cards in this set. So when you look at Battles of Legend, one of the things I find interesting is this set was horrible. This was a horrible set. When this set was scheduled to come out, I was trying to figure out how do I not buy any of this? How do I get out of buying this set? This set was slated to be a thud. It was, and what happened is two things. The first thing that happened is you have massive short prints in here. And that caused a stir in the community. You wouldn't even be talking about this set if there were not short prints in here, and massive short prints. I'm talking about pulling Jasmine at 2 per case. 2 per case. Sometimes 3, never more than 3, sometimes just 2 per case. That's crazy ratios when you consider the fact that you are getting a secret in every pack. That is 24 secrets per box. And you're getting 12 boxes. So 24 times 12, whatever that is, that's how many secrets you were pulling in this set. And to only get 2 or even 3 of a card is massively short printed. So Jasmine, Crime, the Red Lotus, the Archfiend Advent, all of these cards are 2 to 3 per case. That has caused the price of these cards to go up incredibly. If you bought pre-sales of these cards, you were winning. You are winning because the pre-sale prices were pretty cheap. So you're looking at all of these cards being short printed, which is crazy. I mean, we were selling substitutes for $5. They're now 10. We were selling Divine Kurikara for like $4 to $5. They're now $7.50. All of these cards have gone up because they're short printed. The only reason anybody's talking about this set is because of the short prints and something else that we're going to talk about in a bit. I know that we hate when Konami does this. I 100%. But you've got to admire what they've done with this set. They've turned a set that nobody would have cared about into a set that everybody is talking about. It's pretty wild. It really is. So these short print cards, I know a lot of people are saying, I'm going to wait till they go down. I'm going to wait till they go down. I just want to tell you, I don't think they're going to go down. I don't think they're going to go down. And if they do go down, they're not going to go down very much because they're very hard to get. When you're talking 2 per or 3 per case, they're really hard to get. The supply is less than the demand, and that is going to keep the price of these cards high. I know a lot of people are disappointed in that. They wanted to come in and buy these cards cheap. I know like cards like Oil, cards like Kurikara, the Archfiend's Advent, Jasmine. I know a lot of people were saying, I'm going to wait till they hit $1, $2. They're not going to. The short prints have basically ensured that they are going to be $3 to $8. They're not going to go down to $1 to $2. They're just not. They're short printed so much that they're not going to go down. So that's what I want you to know about the short printed cards in here. If you want them, and they're sitting around $3, I think that's a pretty fair deal. For like Jasmine, I think is a pretty fair deal considering how short printed this card is. Archfiend's Advent, pretty good deal considering how short printed it is. Oil, $5 for an Oil. At this point, knowing the short prints, I think that's a pretty fair deal. And if I were you, I'd be going in and grabbing these cards pretty much right now because I don't see them bottoming out because there's not a lot of them out there. There just isn't a lot. The other cards though, the cards that weren't short printed, those cards are going to be flooded on the market. And I've seen people come, people have bought from us and they've come in. There's a couple cards that I wanted to show you specifically that we got bought out on. Right here, the Full Armor Utopia. Somebody came in when they were like 25 cents or something like that. They bought them all. This card is not going to go up. It's not. If the person that bought these is listening, I'm sorry to tell you that this card is not going to go up because there's going to be so many of them on the market, like tons of them. And it's just not going, there's not enough of them to force the card up. Same thing like Ancient Gear Dragon, The End of Anubis, Synchro Creed. These cards there are so many of them that you're pulling in this set because the other secrets are short printed. So you're getting you're getting more of these than you would think that you would. So anybody opening up this set is going to have tons of these cards. The Ace of Spades, again, it's not going to go up. There's too many. And if you think that you're going to buy these out, the market is just going to fill back up. And so I would not be buying these cards out. We've had several of these cards get bought out from us. Full Armor is an example. Another example is the Ice Jade Synchro. Another example is Legendary Exodia Incarnate. These are all cards that people came in and they bought like 20 plus from us. They're not going to go up. There's just too many of them. If you need these cards, though, I would be looking at these cards when they hit around 20 cents, something like that. But I wouldn't be buying massive amounts of them. Now, there are a couple cards to keep an eye on. And the couple cards that I think you should be keeping an eye on are Sprite Starter, Branded Fusion, Snatch Steal, and the Sky Striker, Ace, Karibo, the Ice Jade, the Monster, not the Synchro. All of these cards are going to hit a point where they do bottom out. And so what I tell you all the time is watch that chart. That chart is going to tell you what the card's doing. And you're going to see on the chart, and we're just going to bring one up. We're just going to bring up like maybe something that people care about. Branded Fusion or Snatch Steal or something like that. Let's just do the Branded Fusion. What you're going to see on this chart is it starts going down, 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 down. It hits like $1.65. Generally, what you'll see is that the line is going to start going east, and that tells you that it's leveled out. And then you have a decision to make. Once the line starts going across rather than down, you have a decision to make, and the decision is, do I think this card is going to go back down more, or do I think the card is going to start heading up? And the more likely scenario is that the card is going to start heading up. So when that line starts going east, that's when you go in and you start buying it, because you're at the bottom. And it's more likely that it's going to go up than it's going to go down. Now with Branded Fusion, it's already just started kind of shooting up. I think that this card is going to repopulate because it's still too early. I think this card is going to repopulate. It's still going to be, it still has a chance of going down again. Let me bring you over to, that might have been a bad example of a card. There's a lot of demand for the Secret of Branded Fusion. I get it. Branded players love it. So you start looking at a card like Snatch Steal. Okay, this card is just going down. There will be a point where this card most likely will start to level out. When it does, go in and grab this card, because it's not going to always be this cheap. And if you don't want to risk it, right now it's sitting at about $1.50, a little more, a little less. $1.50, that's not a bad price for this card. I would be considering buying this card right now. But if you want to wait until it kind of flatlines, starts moving east, and then once it does that, go in and start buying this card, because this card's going to go up. It's not going to be this cheap. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Last year, Battles of Legend, Monsters Revenge, I told you to buy Terraforming. And if you didn't buy Terraforming, it's on you. This is the chart on Terraforming. You could have got Terraforming for less than $1. And that's when I was telling you to buy it. And all of a sudden now, if you want terraforming, it's $2.40. You want a better example of that? Look at Super Poly from this same set. If you go look at Super Poly, which is right here, and you see, you bring it out a year, this card was about $3. Less than $3. And I told you at that time, buy this card. We were giving it away on the channel. I gave multiple copies of Secret Rare Super Poly away. Do not miss your opportunity. If you want Super Poly today, it is $9 a copy. The same thing will happen with these cards. Branded Fusion, Snatch Steal. Now again, they're not Super Poly. They're not completely generic cards. There's only so many decks that play Snatch Steal. There's only so many decks that play Branded Fusion. But they will go up is the point. Wait for them to hit the bottom and then they will go up. The last thing that I really want to talk about here is the card that everybody's talking about. Look, people are going absolutely nuts on this card. That's the Magia. I get it. We didn't like that they did this, but they did it nonetheless. It is only coming in quarter century. So let me bring it up. Look, nobody knows what to do with this card. Right now, the card's sitting right around $800. Look, I watched a video. I love Ruxin. I absolutely love Ruxin. I love watching his videos. He's got great quality in videos. They're very entertaining. But Ruxin did a video and he talked about this card. And he basically priced this card around somewhere between $80 to $120. Like, this card is not going to be $80 to $120. It's not. There's not a lot of them on there. Robbie gave you the video, showed you how many were pulled. I think it was like 57 cases and they got 3 or 4. That's awful pull rates for this card. This card is very, very difficult to get. Now, I know there's tons of conspiracy theories floating around out there on this card that there's Konami's got, mass amounts of this printed somewhere. Sellers are, stacking these up and they're just not listing them to drive the price up. And then they're going to list them later on. Sure. You can buy into all these garbage takes. They're all wrong. This card is just hard to get. We didn't pull this card. We don't have any of this card to sell. Konami wanted to make a chase collector card. They did it. Here you go. It's hard to get. Do I recommend spending $800, $700, $600, $500 on this card? No, I don't. But if the card gets to around $300 to $400, which I don't see it doing, but if it does, yeah, sure. If you got the extra money and you're a collector and you want this card, go in and grab this card. But this card is just what it is. It's a collector's card at this point. It's super expensive. It's really, really hard to get. And I'm sorry that they did this, but they did. It has changed this entire... it has changed this entire set. It has made this set something that everybody is talking about. Nobody would have been talking about this set had they not done this. Nobody would have been talking about this set without the short prints in here. Say what you will about what they did, but they created a product that is stirring up the community, and you got to stand back and admire it a little bit. I think it's pretty wild. Based on a set that nobody had any interest in except for the Phantom of Yubel, now there's tons of interest in this set. I think it's pretty wild. I think it's interesting what they've done with the set. There's a lot of crazy takes on the short prints. There's a lot of crazy takes on the Magi. Look, sometimes it's just more obvious than what you want to think. And the obvious answer is it's really hard card to get. And because of that, it's going to be expensive. The short printed secrets, they're really hard to get. you got to open up a case to get a playset of them. And that's crazy. But it is what it is. That's going to keep the prices high. And, you know, if you see the short prints around $3, go in and get them. If you see the non-short printed secrets around $1, something like that, you know, probably go in and get them. So, you know, some of them obviously are going to be a little bit higher, substitute, things like that. But that's what I got for you on this video. It's a wild set. I am intrigued by this set more than most sets that are released. Simply because it was a garbage set that turned into a set that everybody's talking about, which is wild to me. My name is Todd from Go2 Cards. Hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to be a part of the channel, and I am out of here.